Welcome back to Soul Ascension Insights. My name is Dave Roberts, and I'm your host. This is going to be a rough episode. I've been carrying this story around with me for several years, and I tell this story to establish historical context. I believe it to be an accurate story during the time frame it occurred. I do not believe this type of event is currently happening, and I'll cover that in the next episode. With that said, here we go with episode number 20, titled The Prime Directive, Part 2. Around 5 or 6 years ago, I had a streaming subscription to Gaia and was watching one of their shows called Cosmic Disclosure. I saw an interview with Jason Rice, I hope I got his name right, who was a 20-and-back secret space program soldier. Jason was part of our secret government's deal with the Dark Fleet. They gave us certain unknown technologies, and we provided them with many thousands of American soldiers and other support personnel that I spoke about in the last episode. Jason was trained by Nazis in underground bases on the Moon and Mars. They trained using Draco reptilian weapons, technology, and tactics to turn Americans into weapons of the Dark Fleet. The goal of the Draco Reptilian Alliance is to take over planets and the civilizations living on them, to exploit the people by having them continue their jobs while taking almost all of what they grow or create for their own benefit. Why does that sound familiar? Jason told of a mission he was sent on to a far-off planet that the Draco Reptilian Alliance wanted to conquer. He was with his squad of 8 American secret space program soldiers, and they flew to the planet and befriended the peaceful population who looked just like us. These people lived in harmony with each other. They had no need for currency because they used the barter system. If I grew wheat and you grew barley, I trade you some of my wheat for some of your barley. With everyone producing a useful item or service and bartering everything, everyone had all they needed. They had no need for a police force or military, although they did have some weapons for defense against wild animals and the unknown. They enjoyed art, music, and fellowship, and voted each year for a rotating team of directors who managed this complex bartering system to ensure it was fair to all who participated. Jason informed this leadership council that he came to warn and help them defend against a powerful group of dangerous aliens. These aliens were coming for their planet to enslave them, just as they did to the last planet they destroyed. And Jason told the council his planet was next. Not being accustomed to deception, the community agreed, and Jason took the lead in planning their defense. Due to the Draco technology Jason had on him, the Draco heard all the plans and prepared their attack perfectly to avoid their defenses. The civilization was viciously conquered with much loss of life and destruction of property, and the planet was taken over by the Dark Fleet. Jason and his squad were picked up and taken to the carrier to be debriefed. Imagine Jason telling this successful story of treachery and deceit to his German Dark Fleet commander. I gotta tell you, the thought of that eats my heart out. The Draco emissaries immediately started a currency system for the survivors, and for the first time in this civilization's history, some had more and others had less. And the more you played their game, the more you had. And the less you played their game, the less you had. And if you kept that up, your life was in danger. The conquerors succeeded because the conquered people were deceived by the Dark Fleet's standard operating procedure of civilization manipulation, a true violation of the Prime Directive. To me, this is a heartbreaking tale, and Jason tells this story calmly and earnestly, answering all questions, all in the name of disclosure. Because the more people know about this dark history, the closer we'll get to the truth. A few years after this event, Jason was on another mission that brought him near this planet, so he decided to stop and see how things were progressing. He landed out of sight, changed into appropriate clothing, and walked into the main town. And some of what he saw will be familiar. Along with the currency system, the Dark Fleet introduced gambling, alcohol, and prostitution. Easy ways for the conquerors to take even more wealth from these poor people. The extensive property damage was still evident, with survivors slapping together whatever shelter they could find. But just out of town, in secure communities, were beautiful homes and shops for the exclusive use of the Dark Fleet and its proxies. Around the time I heard Jason's story, I read 2 books back to back. The first was William Bramley's 1990 book titled The Gods of Eden, whose cover states, quote, "In this remarkable, shocking, and absolutely compelling work, Bramley presents disturbing evidence of an alien presence on Earth. Extraterrestrial visitors who have conspired to dominate humankind through violence and chaos since the beginning of time, a conspiracy which continues to this day," end quote. Yeah, that's pretty grim. And because misery loves company, I then read Len Kasten's 2010 book, The Secret History of Extraterrestrials, whose cover states, quote, "This book surveys contact with ETs including," and this is a long list, "abduction accounts, undisclosed military technology from aliens including anti-gravity, energy generation, and healing devices, exopolitics, which is the influence of ETs in human affairs, the hybrid project of interbreeding by abductions, Nazi ties to UFOs in their secret underground base in Antarctica, and the government cover-up of alien actions, including Roswell," end quote. At this point, I honestly felt overwhelmed and disheartened. Our secret government, actively concealing beneficial energy and healing technologies, while conspiring with Nazis and the Draco Reptilian Alliance to use American soldiers to conquer peaceful civilizations. While over the centuries, the Draco infiltrated certain bloodlines of the Cabal, and that they used their advanced psychic abilities and negative playbook to keep the American and worldwide population divided and in fear. Although I still believed and continued to practice daily positive thinking, these dark revelations played heavily on my mind. And then, as if someone turned a light on and all the roaches scattered, I read Megan Rose's 2021 book titled Welcome to the Future, and a heavy weight was lifted off my shoulders. In the next episodes, we'll find out what the light revealed. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Soul Ascension Insights. I promised you light at the end of this dark tunnel, and I'm excited to share it with you. Always remember, never consent to fear. If we're fearful, they are winning. I'll leave a book and media list below for those who wish to explore this topic further. Thanks again, and I'll be back with more episodes.